Hi everyone. So this is the first video of my channel. I'm new to YouTube, but what this channel is mainly going to be about is taking old pieces like this, turning them into something new, such as like a coffee bar. I've been doing it for a couple months now. Completed one. I took an Ethan Allen TV Armoire and turned it into a coffee bar. I can post some pictures, but again, this is just that. So this is going to be a series of videos. So I'm going to start working on this one, turning this one into a coffee bar or something else. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do, but this first video is going to be demo, or just tearing it down, getting into the bare bones to start looking at what to do with it. So again, this channel is just mainly for that. I'm sure that there's going to be people commenting of different things to do. By all means, if you have an idea for something, please put it in the chat. If you find that this channel is, very entertaining and all that, please subscribe, like it. Help me build this channel. Again, this is the very first video on this. So starting with this piece, I'm going to start working on tearing it down. Probably start looking at what to do on this. Probably put a new light in here. There's an old light in here. Going to take some of this glass out, some of these drawers off the bottom, paint it, turn it into a coffee bar. So let's jump in. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this door and then start working on taking out the rest of the glass to try to open it up a little bit more. If I do end up using the glass again, I'll save it and put it in later, but don't know yet, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this door off at the hinges and put it off to the side. And I'm going to save all the hardware and all that just in case I need to reuse it. But as I go along, I'll do videos, here and there as I'm doing this piece. If you're interested in purchasing this piece or any other pieces that we might have, please, reach out, comment, post, send me a message, let me know. We do sell these pieces, so we're not doing it just to keep them. We're doing it to sell it for other people to enjoy some of the old antiques or old pieces and turning them into something new. Me and my wife, we do have a small channel. It's called Honey and Hammer that we post a lot of things on, different things we do. So if you are interested in more of this, you can also go out to that channel and see things that we post out there. So it looks like these other glass pieces are in by a seal on the inside. So you have to take the seal out in order to pop this glass out. So all it is just an old rubber seal. So I'll save that just in case, but I don't think I'm going to be reusing that. I think we're going to leave this open and then just add shelving so it's all open. But again, we're just taking all this stuff out for now and seeing what we can do with it, seeing the best thing to do with it. Definitely will be taking out probably the center one. It's a stationary door, but keeping the other doors. But I don't know, I have to see what it looks like inside, make sure might have to build something in there to block it off to keep the center open. So already got that first piece of glass out, so taking the second piece out now. And these glass pieces are very thin because this is an older piece. So just if you plan on reusing it, again, I try to be careful with it because I don't know yet whether I'm going to reuse it. But if I don't use it on this one, they might come in handy on something else. So you never know. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this old light back here. Just take it off because I'm going to probably be adding a new light in. Either one that comes down from the top or some pot lights or something in here to make it brighter in here. This old light is very old. And on the first one that I did, the armoire, I actually wired in a light switch and a hanging light so you can turn the light off and on. And the doors open up and fold back. So when it's open, you can turn the light on so you can see. But there's also a power strip in it to where you can plug in like coffee makers and other electronics in it without having to go through the back of it and into the wall. So let's see. So in order to get this out, I have to look at the plug. Again, this is an older plug. So if you can see, right in here is where all the wiring comes in. It comes in through the back and connects here. So this is a really old plug, as you can see. So what I'm just going to do, if I can get it back over here, is there's a flathead screwdriver screw in here. I'm going to unscrew that. That way I can pull this wire off of that terminal. Might have to pull it all the way out just to get it off. And believe it or not, most plugs back in this time when this was built was done similar to this one. Just because they didn't have the enclosed ones that they have today. Sometimes when a plug is made, the plug is made and then it has the wire and you just buy that and then you run it into whatever you want instead of having to wire it back to the plug and then doing it here. It already comes with the plug on it and you just wire it back so the other end is always exposed until you hook it up to the light or whatever else you're doing. So I'm going to, they make a knot in these to keep the wire from pulling back out. So I'm just going to unknot these so I can get that plug part off. And then pull it back through. Let's just go ahead and cut it. Probably won't be using this wire again anyways. It's an older wire. Anytime I update these, redo these, I update all the electrical and stuff like that to make sure it's safer. Because you don't know with these older lights and older wires and all that, you don't know how safe they truly are, because they were done a long time ago. So definitely not going to reuse this light ever. So I'm just going to get rid of it. So now I got the light out, got the glasses out. I'm going to take these bottom doors off down here. If you can see that, I'll move down. Move this down here. So these doors here, so this door opens and this door opens, but this door is stationary. So what I want to do is take this out and see if there's a way to keep this open, or do I need to keep them all in there or take them all out? So again, something to look into. If I do keep these doors, definitely going to change out the hardware, repaint everything. As you can see, there's shelves in here and all that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these doors off and then work to see if I can get that center door off. And again, I'll keep the hardware just in case I need to reuse it. No matter what anyone says, when you're doing things like this, there is no right or wrong way of doing it. It's whatever fits the idea that you have in your head the most, and that's what you should be striving for, is doing what you see in your mind and making sure that that matches. But again, taking into account what someone else might want also. But again, these are older pieces that are now being customized into something different, something more modern. Such as like with the paint, new lighting. Not necessarily all the time like new doors or things like that, but it could be new shelving. It could be a lot of different new things that add to it that makes it more modern, but still has the old moldings and the old doors and things like that on them. Alright, I got the two side doors off. Now let's see what we need to do for this centerpiece. What I think needs to happen is these two side pieces here probably need to come out. And I'm not sure if this centerpiece is part of this or if they're separate. But it looks like to get this piece out, I'm going to have to get these out first. They might be part of it. So I might have to take all of this front off and just leave it open, which is fine. We can do that. Also looking in here, the shelf is solid all the way across anyway, so we can always either take the whole front off or just leave the centerpiece in and leave the other doors off. Again, not sure what's going to happen yet. We'll just go as it goes. Not always, even if I have a plan, most of the time that plan might change because of different things. When I get into doing certain things, I might have an idea of what I want to do, but then, something makes me change my mind, or things like this is, if it's all part of the same piece here, might have to look at something else. But again, this is nothing structured, nothing that's like, I don't have like blueprints or drawings or anything that I want to do. It's all just, as I'm doing it, I might come up with an idea or have an idea of something, and that's what I do. So, let me get a flashlight and see. Again, this is something new that just been starting. Hopefully, maybe it will grow. Maybe it won't. But it's something that I enjoy doing after work. Keeps me occupied when I don't have to do my regular job, and it also gives me something else to do, instead of always sitting around not doing anything. I need to see what's going on underneath. So what I'm going to do, just so I can see what's going on underneath, I'm going to tip this down on its side so I can look underneath it and see. See if I can see what's going on underneath it, see how I can get these pieces off without without destroying anything. Yep. Looks like it's another flat tip screwdriver underneath here. Let's see. Nope, those are nails. All right. Let's see. Let me do this. I'm going to take this front piece off here to see if I can gain better access to this, because this face plate here looks like it's just screwed in. The bad thing about these pieces also is being that they're so old, they sit in people's houses and all that, and they collect like spider webs and other insects underneath here, and it's one of those things that you don't know that it's there until you flip it like this, and then you see that it's there, and you have to clean it out. So I didn't mention it at first, but this piece I found on Facebook Marketplace for free. So the person just wanted to get rid of it, so I went and picked it up. A lot of the pieces that I find, most of them, I find them for free. Gives it a better profit margin if you can find it for free and just put a little bit of time and effort into it. Some material, such as like paint and things like that, it's just different things to add into it, but the profit margin is a lot better if it's free, because you don't have to pay for a piece to get it, and then add more money into it. So we look for pieces that are free so that we can put a little time, effort into it, a little bit of money, resell it, and not have to resell it for very expensive to make sure we make something back off of it. And it allows us to sell it at a lower price. So just different things to look into. Looking in here, like right now, it looks like this can be done into two different pieces. There's some screws in here for this other upper piece, it looks like. So you can see how it's already loose. Which is good, because if it is done in two pieces, then I can take it apart, all the way apart, into two different pieces and work on them separate. And that way, like this lower piece, I can put it up on a table, can work on it higher up, so I don't always have to bend over. I can also flip it around, see what's in, see what I need to fix. see what I can do to make it better. So that's another big point on this is, what can I do to make this better? Right now, a lot of these pieces are put together, but how can I make it better? How can I make it a better piece, more stable? Sometimes I have to build, different things, and with that, it helps make it more stable and better. So just like the backing on here, it's the old particle board backing. I tried to make them better by putting real wood backing on it. Just makes it more stable. So, as you can see, I got this piece separated. From the upper piece. Now I can work on both pieces separate. If I wanted to take off this bottom part of the upper, I can do that. There's screws here that allows me to do that, where I can sand it down, paint it. Yeah, I'm talking to my phone. I'm making a video on taking it apart.
Oh. I'm like, who is he out here mumbling to? It had a light inside?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know it had a light.
It's an old light, but. So after looking at this, it's nailed in here. So in order to take this apart, I have to pull these nails out some way. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get these nails out without damaging the piece, because they're almost countersunk into the wood. So trying to get go inside. Trying to get a piece of or hammer in here to do it might be a little difficult. Let's see what I have. When I put this back together, I'm going to put it back together probably with screws, structural screws that may, again, looking for ways to make it better, make it stronger. Sometimes these nails, these furniture nails, they're not very strong. Sometimes they're only like a one-time use thing. See if I can get something in there to get this out. Again, sometimes it's difficult the way that they built these things. they never meant for them to come apart like this. So there we go. So again, they put them together with nails instead of screws. I'm going to use any place that I take a nail out, I'll put it back together with a screw instead of a nail. Again, I'm trying not to damage it too much. Can always do it like that. Take it all the way out like that. Get all the nails out, and then put it back together with screws anyway. So and if you haven't noticed, I'm doing all of this right now in my garage. One day, it's my hope is to get a better workshop so I can be working on multiple pieces at one time. But that's a little ways down the road. For now, I do what I can out here in the garage. I do have limited space. I do have another piece that's already ready to go also, besides this one. So I have one that's finished. It's been listed to sell. I have another one that, once I finish this one, that we're going to turn it into something else. Maybe another coffee bar, maybe not, maybe something else. It's a little bit bigger than this one, but it's another China hutch. It's a little bit more in depth than this one, but we'll see what we can do with it. So again, not sure what we're going to do with this one yet. I'm just going to break it down as far as I can for this video, and then that way we can figure out what to do with it next. So let's see if I can get this piece off. Again, trying to do this without damaging it. Let's get this side started over here. Got it free. Again, it was in with nails. But I got it free now. And now we can see what to do with it. See what we're going to do. Knock these nails out.
I was taking my chest.
So got that out. Got this all open. Again, this back is just particle board. So what I'll probably do is get a piece of plywood. Probably either 3/8 or 1/4 inch plywood to run down the back all the way down. That will give me more stability in the back so I can put more shelves in the top. And if I decide to do the bottom with more shelves, it will allow for more stability for the shelves and all that in the bottom also. But again, we'll go with the flow and determine later, or as we're going along, what to do, how to do it. So now that I have this bottom one taken apart, scoot that over. Just make sure that this stays with this. And then I'm going to take this upper piece and I'm going to turn it around. So that's what the upper piece looks like. And again, if when you watch this, comment, you think this should stay, or should we take this piece off and just leave it from here down? Leave this on here, paint it, and then paint this in an accent color to make it come out. Let me know. Let me know what you think. But in the meantime, I'm going to take this piece off because there's some rework that needs to be done over here. Might have to re-nail some of this back on, but if I have to sand this for painting it and all that, it's better if it's off. So again, I'm going to take these pieces off, and that way I can sand them easier. So I'm working on getting these pieces off right now. I'll figure out how this piece comes apart. I have to get a honey knife or a skin knife to break it apart. But again, trying not to do too much damage. So got this piece off. We'll have to nail this piece back on. Looks like it was loose, but not a big issue. Alright, let's do this other side. Got the other side off. Now we'll work on this front. And the front comes off. So again, the plan was to possibly do this into a coffee bar, but speaking with my wife again, she's thinking of, and everyone can comment on this, thinking about using this as having them two separate pieces. So putting some feet on the bottom of this piece, the upper piece, and have it sitting down there and put some shelves in there and put the door back on it. And have it like a floor shelf. And then this be like the bottom be like a small table, or, like a sideboard or something like that. So again, you might come up with one idea, and then you start taking it apart and start looking at different pieces, and then come up with something totally different. Which it looks like it's going to be that. So again, we'll see what happens. But for now, if we do it that way, these side pieces and the top piece won't be used again. They won't be reused, so they'll just be scrapped. You know, again, some work to be done. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we need to do. One more thing that I want to do before I finish up for today is, again, I'm going to and this is another reason why getting a bigger space later on is going to be key. Because I don't have enough space in here to store everything, so sometimes it gets hard. Start running into different things, knocking things over. So I wanted to see what this piece looks like, but it looks like, because we're going to see about using the bottom scallop piece for the lower piece, but it's cut out in the center underneath, so I don't think that we'll be able to do that. The only way to be able to do that is if I take it apart and then just use the front piece for it, and then get a piece of plywood to finish off the back. I don't know. Again, plans change again. Don't know. You know, maybe we can find a piece of glass that fits in there and put a piece of glass on that. Don't know. Not sure what's going to happen yet. But again, that's next to come. In the meantime, I'm just going to take this off so we have it off in case, so we can take a look at it and figure out what we want to do with it. Whether to use it on the bottom piece or keep it on this top piece and just screw the new feet to it. Or even if we leave it all together. So again, all the screws are out. Keep all the screws. And here it is. So again, like I said, it's cut out in the middle. We'll have to figure out if we do use it for that bottom. Figure out how to do this top. Again, something to look into and figure out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe we can use it for this and then build something on top for like cubby holes or something like that, almost like an old secretary. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll take a look at it, see what we can come up with. The biggest thing that we do is we put it into AI and we look at it of different ways of staging, and based off of that, we come up with ideas on what to do with it. So So there it is. It's all torn apart, broken down. Torn apart is probably the wrong word, but it's all broken down so we can start working on it. So the next video that we'll do will be looking at having a better game plan of what we're going to do and start building. Start sanding, getting ready for paint, putting on whatever we need to do. So again, stay tuned. If this is something that interests you, please subscribe and like this and help me grow this channel. And we'll continue on with more and more pieces as we go along. Again, our other site is Honey and Hammer, so please look up that. We do post pieces to that also. As we finish them, we post on that to sell them, but also, you know, the ones that we have finished and sold, so everyone gets an idea of some of the things that we do. But no pieces left behind, let's say that, because no matter what it is, you know, we try to get it in, you know, if it's a small table or something big. If nobody wants it, we'll bring it in and try to modernize it, make it look better, and then repurpose it for something. So again, stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see what we can get into, see what we're going to develop this one into, and, you know, be along for the ride as we build it, and, you know, from what it was to what it will be, and then we'll post it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.